So my name's Dr Laura Vella. I work at the Florey Institute for Neuroscience and Mental Health in the dementia mission. My team and I work on extracellular vesicles, which are small shuttles that get released from every cell, every organ in your body, including the brain. So what we do is develop ways to isolate, to characterise these vesicles and decode their content. And we do this for two reasons. One, to help us better understand some of the early mechanisms of neurodegenerative disorders, including Alzheimer's and other dementias, and also help us identify changes that occur early on in the disease, which then could be biomarkers to help us diagnose these diseases. The other angle of what we're researching here at the Florey is the ability of these vesicles, because they're a natural shuttle, they can deliver cargo. Together with Dr Rebecca Nisbet here at the Florey, we are examining how we can load these the shuttles with cargo such as therapeutics and use them to deliver the cargo to the brain and to specific cell types within the brain to try and treat these disorders. So we're currently limited in how much information we can get from the brain early on in dementias. One of the benefits of these shuttles is they're released from the cell, and they're released containing a very specific cargo, and that cargo provides a readout of the cellular health of the brain and some of the changes that are occurring because of the disease. Because these shuttles are released into the bloodstream, we can capture them, we can study them, providing an insight as to what changes in the brain occur with different degenerative conditions like Alzheimer's and other dementias. Both my grandmothers have dementia. They're in the same care facility. My grandfather passed away from dementia a few years ago. What type of dementia did he have? I don't know. We don't know. As a family, what do we know about the dementia that both of my grandmothers have? We don't know. They're sort of given this umbrella term or referred to as Alzheimer's without a real definitive diagnosis. And that is changing over the next year or so, which is fantastic to see. But for families, currently like mine, we don't know specifically what type of dementia my grandmothers have. My Nanny Joan was always really active. She'd be up at 5 in the morning going for a walk around the neighbourhood. She'd be volunteering at multiple op shops. She'd be bowling, she'd be out swimming, and in a relatively short space of time, she's confined to a bed or a wheelchair with little mobility. Communication skills have really drastically changed. She doesn't swim anymore. She doesn't work at the op shop. She doesn't have that daily contact with members of the community. Her life is now within that care home, and with everything provided for her. So we're fortunate in that she's well looked after, but the individual that we knew compared to the person that she is now is very different. So my Nanny Joan would ring me every birthday, was the first person to call me, and it would be 6 a.m, 7 a.m, which as a teenager, you kind of curse and go, oh, Nan's calling. But as the years have progressed, those calls, they might come a few days after, a few days before. And this year was the first year that Nanny Joan actually didn't call, so she didn't realise it was my birthday. I'm fortunate, both my grandmothers still know who I am when I come to visit, but I don't know how much longer that's going to be for. As a researcher, it means you ask the big questions. You work towards trying to translate your research to the best of your abilities, knowing that it's not just my two grandmothers, my grandfather. There's numerous individuals out there, elderly, mid-age, young, that are living with these diseases, and time really is of the essence. What we have seen change in the years that I've been a researcher is dementia is less of a black box, but there's so much more that we don't know. So what I believe is that these shuttles really are going to provide insight into the changes that are happening in the brain early on in these diseases. If we knew earlier on back 8 years ago when Nanny Jones started we started to notice changes in her personality, it would help family members to plan and also help us understand what changes are going to happen in Nan and how we can best support her. The ultimate hope is to understand what's going on in the brain early on in the disease. So people like my Nanny Joan, my family, and the many other families out there can prepare, can plan, know what's coming, and also have more time.